start with a cheers for this good Sunday, for the good Sunday, for the good people. Before we start, and we introduce our lovely guests and do the hays and highs and the good mornings and afternoons, and make sure you subscribe and all them good things. I have a question for the group. Okay. I was driving here, and I was in traffic, so I have a lot of random thoughts. Was for anybody who remembers, was VibeTO a dating site, or was it like for people like to meet and like be friends? I would say don't ask why I thought about this. I just want to know, was it a dating site
or is it a place for people to meet and be friends?
Yeah, like what was it?
It was definitely a place for people to meet and be friends, and we turned it into a dating site.
So we were the problem.
Absolutely. You know why we did that? Because we saw what Black Planet was doing for the older our generation, and we saw what Black Planet was doing, and we said, we need that. So let's get a social network of sorts. But then we're turning into a dating site. That's exactly what VibeTO was.
Were you here for them times?
I never used it.
No, so were you here for it though?
No, I don't even know what it is.
Oh my god. Okay.
To be honest. Yeah.
Bro, VibeTO and T.Wire was like a website where young folks would just go over there, post their best, I think it's like 3-4 pictures, whatever.
Yep.
And you would put like, what's your best characteristics, your height, where you're from, whatever. And you just be listen, don't laugh too hard yet. And you just be a page and people would go on there and they would rate you, and you'd have a live rating. So it can be like 5 of 5, 4.5 out of 5, whatever, and you'd have a rating, and that's how like it went. The reason I thought about this because I'm like, yo, it was a great networking tool. Like a lot of people that I met on the VibeTO today, obviously women, but people I met today, I'm like still cool. But I always thought like, were people older than us? Because we were like what 16, like 12 or 16.
Yeah, around that age.
So like, were people older than us on VibeTO doing the same thing that we were doing?
Nah, they were on T.Wire more. So I'll be honest. I remember my my OGs. My OGs were on T.Wire heavy, and that was like I want to say like 2000 to 2003, 2004. Like T.Wire was.
The pop was popping.
Like my OGs, like they're like 6-7 years older than me, and they were on there like getting crazy work, and we were too young at the time
to recognize
to really have T.Wire because we were like 11, 12, whatever. Like we weren't really in the. So when VibeTO came, it was kind of like more geared towards a little bit younger of a group because remember, even MySpace was booming around those times. But we were. MySpace was way more of an American thing
easily
than it was a Canadian thing, like for sure. But VibeTO was for the youngers, and we were like, yo, that was our like we just got to high school, we're like finishing middle school. Okay, yeah. That was our real first social network.
Bro.
Okay, wait. So was that like an early age dating app, kind of like the earlier version? Is that what
it was? Like an evolution of MSN Messenger.
Yes.
Because MSN Messenger was literally just messages, and then when it evolved to photos and you could do webcam, that changed the game. By the way, but MSN Messenger then it was like, okay, how do we get this bigger? How do we do more than just the people you know? Because MSN Messenger, you needed somebody's email, right? Whereas with VibeTO, T.Wire, Black Planet. Black Planet was what really started it all.
Yeah, facts.
It was Black Planet, which was more of an American thing. Some of our oldest got a hold of Black Planet, and then they turned Black Planet into T.Wire. And then from T.Wire, we got the little baby, which was VibeTO.
Bro, it's funny because VibeTO turned man into coders, you know? Because, fam, it turned man into coders. Deadass, bro, you would go on there, you could make a header, you could make, you change the colors. You had music videos.
Bam. You had a still background. You could have a moving background.
Yeah. So it's like the Canadian MySpace, because MySpace you can do the same things. Is correct?
Essentially, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But on MySpace is I think you're promoting like yourself or whatever you're doing. So like your music, your videos, whatever you're promoting. VibeTO, you weren't initially promoting anything but yourself.
Yeah.
I am attractive, and this is my most attractive feature, and rate me and tell me that I am this attractive.
Like man who had abs those times, abs picture number 2.
If you had abs or green eyes, that's all you did.
Bam.
All you did. If you had light eyes, you're in that light like
the
this.
light skin man, so just
these ones
look in the lips.
Yeah.
Hand over the mouth, eyes closed. In the Apple Store, you were sick. Apple Store was tired of seeing mans when VibeTO came out.
What? The time I worked in the Apple Store from 2011 to the end of 2013, and I can tell you, people came into that store and did absolute nonsense.
Yo, fam.
On a regular people were coming into the Apple Store. Yo, before TikTok dances were a thing, people were dancing in front of that bitch, bro.
Crazy.
Fam, turn on the camera. And then people would do obnoxious shit like come in, go on YouTube on multiple computers,
and play pure truth.
Volume on loud, play on all of them. It's like
pull up in a black Challenger, mad. You're like, yo, whoa, hey, let's calm it down. There were times the mans would go Urban Planet, get a sick fit, go straight to the Mac to the Apple store to get a quick fit off, get a quick, and then send it to yourself. No, log into Facebook,
remember
upload
at
it.
Ease? You guys remember at Ease?
I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell the people.
Jesus piece.
I cannot lie to you. I cannot lie to you. As I speak right now, I know some of my friends will be listening, saying, "Yo, I remember Goodwood Jesus Peace Rob." That was a very I right now can see this one Facebook photo, white tee, Blue Jays cap, V-neck.
And always the V-neck, you know. It was always the V-neck. I don't know who came to Toronto and said, "Hey, you boys, grab the V-necks because it's up." Brother, V-necks, skinny jeans, and colors hit us like a plague, bro. Yeah. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
And the Tisa hats, you guys remember the Tisa hat? Yeah, you guys are sick. Remember that?
No, I'm trying to tell you, like, when you really think about like the Toronto lore and like how we got through our phases, it's actually crazy.
Insane.
Like, it's crazy. Like, people came and they're like, yo, I think this is what we're gonna do. And man's like, I bet. Like, a man in high school was like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. And everyone's like, okay, cool. And then you wait till all days jam, and man's like, oh, that's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, color skinny jeans, going to the movie theater with the 3D eyeglasses, poking them out, putting tape in between. Man want to be a nerd for whatever reason. You had to have a JanSport bag, and if you had a black one, it wasn't enough. You need something sick. You need the colors, the polka dots.
Bam. Mans who had, I remember in our ends, mans in the south side, mans got the navy blue JanSport.
Serious.
You were different. You were different. You were different.
You're serious.
Mans knew what time you were on.
Yo, the proper JanSport tie was like a cherry on top of the fit.
I'll be honest with you. There was 1 year, too broke to get a JanSport. I got it was something by JanSport.
Not the same.
Two dual colors. Wasn't wavy at all.
Yeah, no spins.
Like gray black wasn't fire.
Not the two-tone Janny.
The two-tone JanSport Junior was so insane. But that year, we didn't have it. But that was one of the years that motivated me to go get a job.
That's all it takes.
Yo, fam. We started, hit the ground running.
Brother, I promise you we'll get into the actual pod interview very shortly. But remember, I have a similar story. When you go into going to high school, so I was in the ends, Galloway, Lawrence, whatever. My mom always bought me Airs, not Nike Airs, but Airs. Like, you go to the Cedar Brae store or whatever, and there always be like that off-brand place.
You used to have it in Morningside Mall too.
And that's where I got my first pair of Airs. And you go and you get the black Airs. Okay, no check. This says Air on it. Throw the bitches on, $40-$50, and you beat it until you step through that. And if you don't step through that shoe, you're beaten until you step through
100%.
it. 100%. And like, yo, hey man, did I want to beat it in school? No, but hey, like you said, you didn't have it. You put it on, then you finally get your then you get little Reeboks, and you're like, okay, we're taking our step. The worst part, I have an older brother with the smallest, not small feet. Small feet for me. I'm like a 13, 14. He's like a 9, like a 10. So like I was trying to beat his shoes, and I'm like this in the shoes. For the people watching, I'm showing like a monkey paw fist, like hurts, curl up.
It's painful,
I'm begging to wear his kick. I couldn't. But I tried though. I tried to skank it. I have my heels on the shoes on the stairs, like on my tippy toes, trying to walk to the school. Like,
yo, that's insane.
Cause I had to.
That's insane.
I had to.
I know.
I had to go 3 times down to the seawall. Go and show the things I'm here.
For me, it was like literally the opposite because I only had older sisters.
Yeah.
I had no older brothers. So for me, I'm a size 10. So shit's always gone to my size. So I'd go fucking when I was younger. I go get a fucking size 11, size 12, and I'm flopping in that shit.
Double, triple sock trying to make it shake. Yeah. You pull the front one really tight, let the top loose.
Pull the bottom.
Yo, I had a pair of Timbs like that one time. I was out here looking like Goofy, bro. It was literally the stupidest purchase I ever made.
Yo.
Size 11 and a half, 12 Timbs.
This guy was stomping every time. Can't run.
A-town stomping, couldn't even get the 4A. Crazy.
Yo, nah, see, that's how you start a broadcast, man. Hey, yo, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. You are now, or first of all, welcome back if you've been here before, and you are now in the gym with Jim. I'm your lovely host, Jim. I'm with my kuya, my dog, Trizzy. What's going on, baby?
Yes, sir. Good to be here. It's a lovely Sunday.
Yeah.
Lovely Sunday. As we speak, it's Raptors Game 7. As we
And they're
speak.
fighting. And they're fighting. They were up 10 when we checked last, and I'm going to check again because we believe.
Let's check.
So fingers crossed.
Yeah, they're up 7.
Up 7?
Up 7.
Okay.
Up 7.
Second quarter?
Second quarter. It's calm.
Lovely.
It's
Super
calm. We'll update the episode. I mean, by the time this is out, it will happen, but it doesn't matter. We're talking to you guys in real time about how we feel about what's going on.
Yes, sir.
Facts.
Because this is ours. And now we have a lovely guest. I call him Southside. He goes by Rob. Rob, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great, my guy. How are you?
You know what, man? I am good. I'm warm. Our lighting guy got us a hot light. This light is hot.
It is warm.
It's hot right now. So, I'm not
Turn the AC on or something like that, bro.
Yo, I am very, very, very excited to have this conversation. As you can tell, we are a couple wine glasses deep on a beatbox. The Raptors are waiting. His Spurs already won there at home, chilling, getting ready, and we're here to have a very, very informative conversation. It won't be about VibeTO and T.Wire. That was a good time in life, but we got to get to it. I want to start by allowing you, Rob, to give us a brief overview. You have an idea of kind of where we want to take this, but remember, this is your episode. Okay. Yeah, don't. You are not under any time limits. Speak freely. Say what you want to say, but just give us a brief overview about you. You already mentioned you worked at the Apple Store and you've been in sales, and we'll steer the ship where we see fit. But please give us a brief overview about yourself and who you are, what you're doing.
So I first of all, excuse my voice. I coached a football game last night, and it was quite a rowdy, exciting one. So
there you go.
Usually the day after football games, my voice is a little hoarse, so excuse me. But yeah, my name is Rob, aka. Man, if you know me, you know that I got a bag of AKAs. But today, I'm Rob, aka Robinson, which is my actual first name,
there
aka. Insurance man. Yeah, that's
sir.
me.
Yes, sir.
So, man, I've been in the insurance industry for 10 years now. 9 years with my current company that I work with. It's been a journey. It's been an amazing learning experience for me through everything that I've been through. Aside from that, like I am a football coach, as I mentioned. I've been coaching for 15, 16 years. I've been coaching since I stopped playing myself.
Okay.
I used to play football at the high school, at the collegiate level. Couple knee surgeries and life circumstances, becoming a father a little young, kind of ended the dream, but it allowed me to pour into the youth a little bit differently. So aside from, that, I've been in sales since I was like 17. My first job at Sport Check was really that was my second job. My third job, really. My first job was at a factory. Yeah. Second job was at McDonald's, and my third job was at Sport Check, and that's where I got into sales. And
this guy was the plug.
Yo, listen.
This guy was the plug. 17 at Sport Check is like
that's
the golden
ticket.
That's nuts. It's the golden ticket, bro.
Listen, fam, we're getting all those like exclusive airs and
foam.
Fam, even as a football player at the time, we're getting like the Under Armour, and that was when Under Armour was taking off. So, but yeah, that's a little bit about me and who I am. Honestly, I speak about finances, insurance. I'm a big proponent of trying to encourage people to have life insurance, to have the different type of coverages to take care of themselves, take care of their families, especially for people in my community and minorities, because for us, we haven't always had the tools, and it's been an excuse, but it's not an excuse anymore because the tools are there. They're ready for us. The information is out there, and I want our people to be on the same level playing field as everybody else when it comes to being able to have generational wealth and financial goals and financial understanding, because we have been at a disadvantage for many years, but with the help of other young professionals, people like myself who want to spread the word, that's how we'll be able to get to where we want to get to.
No, you know what? I think what you're talking about is really important. Go ahead.
Rob, I have a question right off the bat. So obviously we talk about life insurance and people in the minority. We are conditioned to believe that we do not need such things.
Facts.
Where does it begin for you as somebody who really believes in this to help people, to help A, educate people, and B, going, hey, I understand that our life circumstances may not require this from our old ways of thinking, but how do you steer people into that direction of understanding, hey, this is actually an important thing in life to have?
I'll be honest, for me, I think what it comes down to is the fact that, one, I lead with education. When people know better, they typically will do better if they know better. But the problem is so many people don't know. So for me, where I like to start the conversation with people when they are in that mindset is, why do you think it's not important? Well, it's not for me. Are you living this life that you currently live today for you? Because you're working, have a shelter over your roof, or a roof over your head, you have these things, you're buying food. Are you doing it only for you? No, well, I'm doing it for my kids. I'm doing it for my spouse. Okay. So don't you want, if and when you're not here, for them to be able to still have the things that they need? Well, of course. If you don't take care of the things you need with tools like life insurance, you won't be able to do that for your family. And that's where the wheels start to turn, right? And that's where people start to understand it is about something outside of yourself. Now, the old school African Caribbean mentality will say, well, I got it out the mud. I did it the hard way. You can too. But that's not the way the people who run the continent in which we live, the people who control the monopolies in the world operate. They operate in the idea that I need to make it easier for the next generation by whichever means necessary. Because when people pass away, you're going to mourn regardless. There's going to be pain, there's going to be anguish, there's going to be all of these things. But the difference between a Southern American black family with little education and a well-established Western, Canada, Canadian family is they're going to mourn and cash a check for $2 million on Monday. They're going to mourn and have to beg the community to bury their dad. It's a huge difference because now everybody's able to benefit from the eventual loss. And that's the part, especially for religious people. And I'm a man of faith. But for religious people, they don't like to have the conversation about death. I like to make people very, very, very transparent in the beginning of our conversations. It's not a matter of if, it's when.
Yeah.
Inevitable.
Yeah.
Right? This is going to happen, right? And when it does happen, how do we address it? Right? Because it could happen tomorrow. And if it happens tomorrow, we have all these things that need to be taken care of. You got 3 kids who need to go through school. You got a mortgage that you pay the biggest majority of. You got regular monthly expenses that your spouse now can't take care of. What happens if something happens to you tomorrow? Then there's the idea of, okay, if I live long, fruitful life and, whatever, what happens to me if I'm 80? If something happens to me at 80, I hope nobody's relying on me, but at least let me take care of my own funeral, my own this, my own that, little things, and give back to my family if I have the means to do so.
Amen.
That's how I look at it. So when I come from it with that perspective, I'm able to kind of just tell people, listen, you don't have to do this, but wouldn't you feel better about what you're doing for your family if you do? And that usually will open the ears, open the eyes. And I will say, our generation is far more keen on having these conversations and being upfront about these things and being intentional about them. And I love that. I love that because our parents' generation, not as much, but some of them, I make it a point when I speak to them to really try and break it down so that they understand why this is important. And that's why even I preach to our generation about you get the insurance for your parents. Because your parents' biggest objection is going to say, I can't pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I have it.
I'll
pay for it. Because if I don't pay for it, who's going to pay for the funeral when you pass?
Yeah.
Me. I'm going to have to go start a GoFundMe, take money out of my equity of my house. I'm going to have to go take out of my savings. So I might as well say, okay, let me put away a little change every month to take care of this. Because I know one day my parent will pass.
Unfortunately, yeah. The inevitable
right?
truth.
And I want to be more ready while I'm sad.
Yeah.
Yo, fam, there's a real big difference between being sad and stressed and sad only.
Yeah. No.
So that's how I see it.
No, you know what? I think what you're speaking about is for one of all it's important. I think it's something that, like you mentioned, the young people that I speak with, like more people around our age, are much more cognizant of the fact like this is important, that we should do this a lot earlier and like pay, do this, and like you said, do it for the family. Like it's hard when we have people who culturally just being like, no, we'll figure it out. We always figured it out. Like when it's my time, just put me in the ground and it's fine. It's like it's never that simple. Not as simple as like you're gone now, this is gone.
Exactly.
But everybody's so used to, okay, I grew up here and what I had was so minimal. Therefore, like if I were to pass, it wouldn't be the worst case. And then when you start moving over here to this side of the world, and now you're in Canada or you're in the US, and things are adding up, they're thinking about what it was like beforehand.
Exactly.
And I have this happen. It's like, okay, well, if I pass, at least they have the house, and if I pass, they have this. Like they'll have something to figure it out. But it's like, yeah, if you pass, knock on wood, this week, we can't flip the house and be like, hey, now here's the money from the house to go take care of what you gotta take care of. It's not gonna work.
And see, that's the other thing. People forget, bro, depending on the type of property, you don't just get the crib.
Yeah.
You don't just walk in. Fam, sometimes there's capital gains tax that you have to pay before you get the crib. That tax is like 150 bands. You don't have the 150 bands? Cool. Sell the crib.
Out of that, yeah.
To pay the 150 band tax bill.
Yeah.
And people forget about these things. Oh, yeah, my pops has 2-3 cottages. Oh, yeah? That's lovely. When did they get them? Because based on when they got them, is going to determine the capital gains tax. Because now, yeah, you can get 2 cottages, but you might have to sell one of them just to pay the tax on both. And people forget that about assets.
Yeah.
That's why insurance is such a great tool, because insurance is the one tool that is exempt from all taxation.
See, so my next question on the topic of insurance, people look at like there's a lot of benefits, and I've been on TikTok and I speak to a lot of like finance people who are like, okay, I have this insurance policy where if I pay in this much, I can take out this much to take care of whatever I got to take care of. So if I put in, I don't know, 20 bands in 2 years or whatever the amount might be, that is, I might be misspeaking, but you can correct me. It's not something that isn't taxed or whatever the case may be. And then if I were to go make a larger purchase, I can just take out of what I put into my life insurance and use it like as a loan and use against that. Can you speak to how that kind of breaks down so people who are like yourself, much knowledgeable than me, can speak to the people?
So one thing I'll say is the Canadian and American insurance rules are different.
Okay.
A lot of people will see videos from the American side and feel like, oh, can we do this? It's not the same. So 2 things. So the type of insurance that you're talking about is more or less called participating whole life or whole life or participating life insurance. So the way that it works is, so standard life insurance, regular term life insurance is, I have a term for, let's say, 20 years. For that 20-year period, my premium is locked in. Let's say it's $20 a month. It's $20 a month for that whole 20 years. If something happens to me in that 20 years, my family gets this, let's say $500,000. If nothing happens at the conclusion of the 20 years, I paid all that premium. Nobody gets anything. The insurance company got the money, but I got peace of mind.
Okay.
Term insurance is the cost of peace of mind, which is why it's not expensive. It's very similar to auto insurance. It's very similar to home insurance. You don't make a claim, you don't get money back. You're paying the cost of, just in case something happens, I'm protected. So with permanent insurance or whole life or participating life insurance, the way that works in America is, if I have a $500,000, let's say $1 million policy, I can borrow against that $1 million policy. So I can borrow $100,000, $200,000 of cash against that policy. And if something happens to me tomorrow, my family just won't get $1 million; they'll get $1 million less, whatever I took out.
Okay.
Canadian side. Now, when you're paying into a whole life policy, you're not only paying the cost of insurance, you're also paying into an investment that is growing tax deferred.
Okay.
So as the money, so typically, if you have a non-registered bank account or type of financial account that is not like a TFSA or an RRSP, if that money, let's say I put $10,000 in this account and based on interest, I got $15,000 at the end of the year, that $5,000 growth, I have to pay tax on it because it's considered income, right? So in the insurance policy, all the money that grows within the insurance policy is not considered income. So for people who are trying to fight taxes, they will utilize this as a policy, as a tool. So what happens is, on the Canadian side, what happens is, as you're paying your premium, you're getting a cash value growing within this policy. So just similar to the American side, you can borrow against the death benefit, but you can also borrow against the cash value. Cash is growing. So in, like, let's say 5 years, my cash value might be $50,000. While I'm alive, now we're talking the Canadian side, I can now borrow up against 90% of that 50,000 to do whatever I want.
Oh, dope.
So I can take out that 50,000, let's say 40 grand of that 50,000. I can take it out and say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go put this towards a down payment on a crib, or I'm gonna use it to buy a car, or whatever I want. You can access the money 2 different ways. One, you can take it out, straight withdrawal. But if you do a straight withdrawal, now it gets taxed because now it would be considered income.
Oh.
So if you're making a lot of money and your tax bracket is high, you wouldn't use that method of a straight withdrawal. Gotcha. That's the method that people would use if they are in retirement years. And now my tax bracket is low. I'm not making any money. I want to take out for my life insurance policy. I'll take it out as a withdrawal because I'm not going to get taxed on it. Okay. Whereas the other method for people who are in those income earning years and don't want to get taxed is you're getting a loan against your policy. So now I take my policy to the insurance company and I say, hey, I got 50 bands in the account. I need 40. They'll say, okay, cool. We'll give you a line of credit or a loan for 40 grand. It's not considered income because it's a loan. So no interest. So there's no tax.
Yeah.
The only cost associated is interest on the loan, which is much less than taxes. Most of these policies, you can choose to pay the monthly interest until you pay back the loan. Or you can say, I'm never going to pay the loan. I'm never going to pay the interest. Take it out of what you give my family when I die.
Oh.
Because they're already going to get this.
They're going to get the money regardless. Oh, okay.
So I take all this money for myself, utilize it while I'm alive, and you guys get everything else. Because the cash value is still growing, which means the death benefit is still growing as well. They just have to return what you didn't return. Oh, so let's say you live a long, fruitful life and you took out 40 grand from the account, but now the cash value when you pass is at 250 grand.
Yeah.
Okay, what's that? On top of the death benefit, that's still 500,000. So there's a guaranteed insurance amount that could pay them 500,000 if you passed away tomorrow. Now you have $250,000 accumulated in cash, so that's 750 for them. Less the $50 or the 40 grand that you took out plus interest, let's say 50 grand. They still walk away with 700,000.
It's crazy
for a policy that you paid for. They didn't, and now they're protected for life.
But that way of doing it is more expensive than the regular one.
Far more expensive.
Okay.
It's far more costly, and it's not for everybody. Because if you look at dollar per dollar investing and having insurance, it would be cheaper for you to get a term insurance policy and then just start to invest into your RSP TFSAs because those vehicles give you more of a benefit up front.
Got you. Okay.
On the whole life insurance side, it's more of you get the multiple things in one. You get a insurance solution, you get a investment solution, you get a tax solution, right? Whereas insurance alone is just an insurance solution. RSP is just an investment solution. TFSA is just an investment solution. And if you're in your early stages of investing, the most cost-efficient way to do it is maximize your RSP, maximize your TFSA, because those are the best vehicles. When you maximize those maximize those vehicles and you have no room left,
then you
get into the whole life bag. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the next best thing to do.
Yeah.
Some people will do it regardless, or they'll do it for children, because children can't have term life insurance because term life insurance is for people who have liability to be able to protect. So you can't get it until you're an adult. But children can get whole life insurance because you can start that investment journey for them early and you guarantee their insurance. So if their health changes later, they still have a certain amount of insurance that they can always fall back on.
And how beneficial do you think it would be to do it? Like if I had a child and I'm like, hey, let's just, I have 2 kids, whatever. I want to put money away from them to make sure they're blessed. Would we then lean towards the whole life term insurance for a child? Or would you be like, no, let's put something away where they can just nest the money and then get it later? Like, what would you lean towards?
So the only things you can really do for children, I mean, not the only things, but the main things you can really do for children are RESPs, which obviously go towards education, and you can get life insurance for them, which also serves as an investment. You can get into trust and stuff like that, but honestly, that's a different world altogether, which I'm not as versed in, but that's a different world. Now, when we talk about RESPs, people out there, I'm going to look at the camera.
Look at both. Yeah, listen, ISO.
Listen, do not get RESPs for your children from group RESP companies. The Heritages, the Knowledge Firsts, and I'm going to say company names because the way that they operate is not beneficial to the individual user, but it is beneficial to the company.
Okay.
The reason why is all of their RSPs, the way they set them up, are associated with all these fees, like monthly fees and monthly contracts, and you have to pay this amount every month until your child is this age. That's not how an RESP is supposed to operate. Oh. An RESP is supposed to operate where you open it with your any bank. No, I'm not even going to say a bank's name. Any bank that you do your everyday banking with, go to them and say, hey, I have a child that want to open an RESP. You can put in the money whenever you want. Let's say you set it to $100 a month. Cool. If you don't have the 100 1 month, you're not going to be fined. Whereas with these group RESP companies, you'll get fined if you don't pay.
Oh,
which is
that's
insane.
Nasty.
Right?
It's actually nasty.
Right? Whereas, like, yes, I get it. You should always want to be able to budget having the education funds for your child, but things happen.
Yeah.
Whereas with your financial institution, they don't tie you to certain contracts. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. But it all gives you the same government benefit. Group RESPs make it so that when your child is graduating, in the year that your child is graduating, everybody else that's part of that group will split that pot. Okay. So they sell people on the idea that you could get more than what you paid into this.
Oh, I get it.
Also get significantly less.
Like a partner, which is essentially, everyone pays into it, and then okay.
So
that's nasty.
So whereas a regular bank-owned managed RESP, the biggest thing is the government grant that you get. The government gives you a lifetime grant of up to $7,200 when you put it. So by the time you put in, like, I think it's about $18,000 to $20,000 in your RESP for your child, the government has given you an additional $7,200.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing. So you want to get that government benefit.
Yeah.
Anything above that amount that you put in is all your money.
All gravy. Okay.
All gravy. So because of that tool, the thing is you have to use your RESP for education. If your child gets to post-secondary school and they decide that they don't want to go to post-secondary, or they're at that age, all the money that you put in with interest you'll get, but the government grant they will not get.
If they don't go to school.
If they don't go to school.
Got you. Okay.
Okay. So that's one way to take care of and save for your child for their future. But the other way is to get child whole life insurance for them, whereas you're paying into an investment for them that you can pay for 10 or 20 years, and after you're done paying, it continues. Not only are they covered for life for this amount, it's a growing amount, and their cash value is growing as well. Now, some parents will say, hey, I'm going to get this life insurance policy on you. When you turn 25, I'm going to take out all the cash that's there for me, and you get any cash that grows there going forward.
Yeah.
Some parents will say it's all yours. Everybody's different based on what their situation is or how they wanted to develop it.
That's an interesting concept to be like, okay, not taking care of you, but I've taken care of this from 0 to 21. So I'm going to take a little bit at the top, whatever I'm 80, 60, 70, however old you are at the time. And then your kid's like, but this is still growing. This is not dying. This is still growing. So I'm going to take mine, whatever, then you get yours. And
because now you're not
that's a benefit.
You're not only taking care of your child, you're taking care of your grandchild.
Yeah. That's tough.
But also, this is where I want to emphasize, like, the importance of people like Rob in the community, because, brother, no one knows this at all. No one, you're not taught this in schools. And I hate to say, but with people of color, no one really passes down this knowledge. So again, I cannot stress enough the importance of people like Rob in the community, because these are the educators that are vital to people's livelihood. Because it is not taught anywhere until you start knocking on the doors of these financial institutions. Or no one really comes to think about, okay, you know what? I think it's time for life insurance. Let me Google how to start. No one really does it.
Yeah. It's tough. Right? And there's so much information out there. And like you mentioned, because now information is so free flowing with all these quick hitters of like, hey, this is what you should do, this is what you do, this is what you do. If you don't speak to somebody who is knowledgeable about the space that you're in, what I mean is like where you actually are in, not only in life, but like where you live is you can get confused by like, okay, well, just a point on the page, not their fault, but like Ernest Leisure is saying this, so therefore I should follow this. For example, this is not any of us in this room today, but it could very possibly could be. Everyone's like, yo, we get a G-Wagon, you write the G-Wagon off, and that's just how it is. Until someone's like, bro, you can't, that's not how it works in Canada. It's not the same thing.
5,000 pounds.
Yeah, like you get a heavy car, you write it off. It's like, not here, buddy. Like it's
very different.
Yeah, let's hold off on that big investment before you put yourself in an upside down and you're sick to your stomach. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And it's one of those things too with like, and that's why like, if you look at my Instagram page, it's all like.
Wait, before you go on, plug your page, please. I'm gonna have C's put the thing in. Plug your page.
So Robinson.A.SR. I always forget where I put the senior. Robinson.A.SR. Okay, cool. SR is for senior because I got a junior.
Yeah, we got more than that. Keep going, baby. Keep going.
But it's all like, if there's a concept that we've spoken about, there's a video that you'll find on the page somewhere that explains it in some sort of detail, because for me, man, insurance is like a second language. But for y'all, everybody else in the regular world, it's like speaking French. It's like learning French. It's like learning Spanish or whatever. So I have to put it in a way that people can understand. And I also have learned through my career that it's not one conversation. Yeah. And people can get it after one conversation, but they didn't get shit. Honestly, people are like, yeah, I understand. I know you don't understand half of what I said. And for all, listen, I get it. It's okay. You don't have to lie. I get that. Sometimes it takes multiple conversations and multiple times to digest it, but that's why I'm a patient salesperson. I'm not a shark. And I could have gotten certain accolades earlier in my career had I been a shark, but I never believed in doing that type of sales, especially in this type of business, because I want to be here for the long haul. Right now, it was a couple of months ago, one of my friends had a birthday gathering at her home. I'm standing in the living room, and there's like probably like 40, 50 people in the living room in the area. And like 20 plus of the people in the living room were clients of mine.
That's tough.
And these are like my friends, family, like these are like people I've been knowing. And it's like, to be able to say that, God forbid anything happens to anyone, your children, your family are good. And that's off of the advice that I gave you. Fam, that was one of the craziest feelings I ever had. Because like real life impacted my community.
Amen.
You see what I'm saying? And like I have hundreds of clients.
Yeah.
Some of them obviously are very just transactional relationships, but others are real. Like I care about your children.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like it's given me that ability to not be a shark, because I know that I'm gonna do this for the long haul, and I want, even if I retire from being a salesperson, I'm always gonna be an educator in the space.
There you go.
See what I'm saying?
Amen. Yeah.
I do want to say, like, aside from you being my dog, as someone who, I mean, I've known of Robinson for a long time, but meeting him was relatively new. I mean, within like the last 2 years. But I will say, as somebody who is still learning about like life insurance and financial stuff and like trying to make the movement, you and Royston, shout out Royston, are very, very like educational. Like you guys inspired me to like look into more things and understand like what's actually going with, like, I don't have a mortgage, but like if I had a mortgage or like financial, like the steps I should be taking. So like the way you guys give information, I think as somebody who's a consumer is very, very valuable, and I appreciate, which is another reason why you're on this couch.
I appreciate you.
Right? So like, big up yourself for that. If no one told you today, you should know the way you get information is very, very, very informative, and I think it's gonna help a lot of people. As you already have hundreds of clients, and I'm sure you'll have hundreds and hundreds of more. I did want to quickly pivot. You, myself, actually all of us are here are sports fans, and you mentioned that you played football for a bit, and you also coach, and I also coach. I just want to, before we get into like the depths of the sports and our impact on children, when you were playing, did you have somebody who was a mentor, someone that you looked at, kind of like inspired you to say, okay, you know what, when I'm done playing football, I am now gonna give my knowledge back and my love for the game to somebody else?
For sure. So for me, I want to say it was two people. One was my high school football coach, Coach Forrest. He was a teacher, but he was also the football coach. Forrest. And honestly, for context, so Forrest was like, he's a white man.
Yeah.
Not too much older than me. Like when we got into high school, he was probably in his like mid-20s or so. He was like, for context, he was the only white man at my wedding. Sorry, one of two white men at my wedding. Okay. The other one I didn't know like that. He was like on my wife's side of the family, whatever. So like that's how locked in. Me and Mr. Forrest. Shout out to Mr. Forrest.
Shout out Mr. Forrest, man.
But he motivated me because he saw potential in me. I didn't play football until grade 11. I was a basketball player. I was a hooper. I was a track guy.
Man.
But then I realized I wasn't getting any taller, so I said, let's pivot. Let's pivot real quick. But he motivated me, but he also he instilled responsibility and accountability in me.
Important.
Because I was an athlete, but I wasn't the greatest football player. When I came back in my grade 12 year, I had become a much better football player after playing summer rep football for the Bulldogs, which I now coach. And it was like he instilled that in me, and I needed that. And I needed him to instill that responsibility in me, because it made me a leader on the team, and it really, really grew how I became a leader in other areas. And the other one was, I would say, Coach Chevy. So Coach Chevy was my first Bulldog coach. So when I went out after my grade 11 year, I was like, yo, let me go play summer rep ball. And Coach Chevy, like day one, ripped me a new one. First practice, first tryout, ripped me a new one. But I'm like, yo, is this how it's supposed to be? Am I supposed to be going at you like this? But he taught me resilience. He taught me that the thing is, nothing is ever earned. No matter how good you are at something, no matter how bad you might want it, you still have to go out and work for it. You have to do this, you have to do that. He taught me the game for real. And he made me realize, like, when I learned that football coaches didn't get paid, because with teachers it's a little bit different.
Yeah, of course.
But with volunteer coaches, when I learned these guys didn't get paid for real, I was like, yo, this guy, like, you love this for real.
Yeah.
Like, you care for real. And till this day, it's funny because I coach with him now. Like, he coaches the younger age group, so we don't directly coach on the same team. But this man is in his 60s, still giving back to the youth. And, like, I look up to him because it's like, if it wasn't for guys like him, I would have never thought to give back the way I do. You know what I mean? And he really made me realize the impact of community. Because there's times where me and my guys in my age group, we're on that bullshit.
Yeah, naturally.
On that bullshit.
Yeah.
But, you know, guys like him kept us out of it, right? Reminded us where our real true talents were.
Rob, I have a question. Actually, Jimmy too.
Sure.
So obviously in this modern day and age, okay, there is a lot of sensitivity with tough love, et cetera, et cetera. How do you differentiate or, blur the lines between what is good, solid, foundational coaching, which some people could determine as tough love, so to speak, versus that of, listen, I actually care for you. This is why I am coaching you this way, but it's considered rougher on the edges, if that makes sense.
I'll let you go first, bro. See.
I'll be honest. I'm a tough love coach, but I'm also like, I've matured as a head coach now. I understand that there's certain politics involved.
Yep.
You can't coach every single kid the same.
Yep.
Because they're not the same. And you have to learn that about your approach. But I'm glad I coach football because I can be a little bit tougher because football is a tougher sport.
That's why I let you go first.
So I can be a little bit more like, I can grab a man by his face and ask him like, yo, none of that shit. You know what I mean? Whereas in other sports, you might not be able to do that as much. And I like that I can do that in football. And I'm going to continue to do that because I personally am a proponent and a believer that young men need to still be tough. Mm-hmm. And I think we've gotten a little bit too far away from that. Yeah. Not every man needs to be tough. Not every person needs to be tough. But you need to be able to be tough in the right scenarios. And I think that me instilling that tough love as a football coach will continue to do that for the youth. So I'm always going to be that way. And if I can't, I won't do it anymore, to be very honest with you.
I respect that.
I also have grown to the point, however, where I understand I can only be so tough in certain scenarios. Some kids can't do it in a group setting. Yeah. I got to talk to them one-on-one.
Yep.
Other kids, I have to call out in front of everybody because without that accountability, they won't do anything. If it's just me and them, they won't follow through. So you got to know your players, right? And you got to learn them and you got to take the time to learn them and understand them for real. That's how I see it.
Unfortunately for me, I can't be as rough and tough as a football coach is. However, I can still be very direct. So with my high school kids, I am much more like, listen, this is kind of what it is, and we work through it. And I'm very much like, okay, you know what? If we're gonna do it, we're gonna go out and do this properly. We're not gonna half step it. I'm gonna keep correcting it. Yep. Just like a very, very short tangent. My mentor, who I speak about it a lot, Justin, when I was trying out for the grade 10 team with the nerve damage, he was like, bro, you're gonna figure out how to do what we're gonna do, or you're not gonna play. There was never a like, okay, yo, you have something going on, so I'm gonna cater to you. You want to play at this big level, you want to do all this talking and shooting, then you got to do what we do. Figure it out. I'm not telling you have to do it. You have to figure out how you're gonna do it for yourself. So now, when I'm with these kids, my high school kids specifically, I'm like, look, I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm just telling you to do what I'm asking you to do in the confines of what I'm teaching you, and then develop from there. I'm not putting you in a box. I'm not saying you can't work on a deeper three or a step back or whatever the case may be. Understand, though, if you are going to do this and it doesn't go where you have to be held accountable, because being held accountable is going to take you further than what you think is going to go. Like the shot you make in this game, sure, make or miss, when it's done, when you go home, it won't matter. However, the accountability that I'm going to have for you will matter, because your teachers are going to know it, because obviously we coach with teachers in high school. Yep. Your teachers are going to know it. Your hall monitors are going to know it. The principal is going to know it. I'm very straightforward. Like if a hall monitor comes to me and says, yo, this kid, my top scorer is not listening, I'm gonna call it out. We're gonna talk about it, and if you still listening, you just won't play. You don't have like a out with me because I'm on the faculty. I'm not getting paid for this. You have to understand like this is stuff you have to learn from. And when you're working with the people of different colors, different backgrounds, you just think like, okay, my life is so tough, whatever. Yeah, it is. It is tough. Yep. I want you to realize that. But on this basketball court, it doesn't have to be. We can work through stuff together. Facts. We can talk about it. And like when this is done, our connection doesn't have to be done. I have a lot of kids who I coach to this day. I still work with, and I still talk to. I help them get jobs. Like, I'll do what bro. Send me your resume. We can work through it together. You have an idea. You want to go to school. You want to brainstorm. Like you're having some issues at home. Like let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Like I try to do that for people because my coaches I still talk to this day. I left high school in 2026.
So question for you two once again. Like,
yes.
With that being said, like how do you position yourself where you go beyond the game? We're now talking life lessons, assisting with resumes. Yes. How do you ensure that you don't stretch yourself too thin because simply you love the game, okay?
Yeah.
But now these young men, young women are coming to you for advice outside of the game. Hey, I'm experiencing this in my life. Mm-hmm. How do you ensure that you still maintain that level of professionalism of who you are to them versus that of someone, okay, I'm now encroaching on the territory of giving them advice for their life at home, their qualms, their issues, et cetera, et cetera?
I'll be honest. When you sign up to coach, you almost blur. You almost, that line goes away.
To. Yeah, there is no line.
For me, and it gets a little emotional for me because that line almost doesn't exist. I know that as a coach, I'm signing up to be more or less a mentor. I'm signing up to kind of be an unk. I'm signing up to be a big bro.
Yeah.
Because the fact of the matter is, especially these young kids, this generation, they don't have enough real OGs. They don't have enough real influences. Mm-hmm. And they're being led astray every single day.
Social media.
Bro, so for me, I'm literally out there, and I understand, like in December, unfortunately, we had to bury a football player that I coached. I coached him for years, and I loved this young man. And he was like more like a little brother than just a kid that I coached. But he was unfortunately involved in that life. You see what I'm saying? And he lost his life due to it. And that was the first time in all my years of coaching where I lost a player due to that. And I was in tears. Like I got the call at like 2 a.m. Went into the bathroom, sobbing. My wife was like, "Yo, what's going on?" Told her what happened. Like it was uncontrollable because I couldn't fathom what was happening. Yeah. But in that moment, I also realized how invested I was.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to keep him out the street. We were trying to keep him on the straight and narrow, and to still lose him, it reminds you that you can't save everybody. But a part of our job, and I say this about professional athletes, and I say this about coaches and stuff like that, is as much as you don't sign up to be a mentor, to be a role model, you are one.
Yeah.
Inadvertently. And that doesn't mean that you have to be a good one. Not gonna, because some professional athletes, they're pieces of shit. They're not good people. Yeah. And I don't want them being role models to my children. However, this is a job that you do kind of sign up for. And I know that going into being a coach. So it's tough to draw that line. And I go there and I try not to take things with me home.
Oh, boy, do you think?
But man, they're kids, right? And like, exactly. It's not for everybody, and that's why those that can should do, and those that can't, it's okay. Just support the ones that can. And I like to believe that I was built to be, and I was raised to be one that can. So as a result, I pour my heart into it. And me and my wife, we have conversations about it all the time. And she's like, "Don't spread yourself too thin, right?" Exactly. Because there's a lot going on. But for me, it's also like, this is what I want to do in my spare time. There's a lot of other bullshit I could be doing in my spare time, but I'm here giving back to the kids.
Yeah.
If that's what it is, I'll take it every single day of the week. But yes, you do have to, for your own mental health, for your own peace, you do have to sometimes remind yourself, these kids have their own parents. Exactly. These kids have their own lives. These kids are going to make their own decisions. And these kids might not think as highly of you as you think of them.
That is also true.
So you have to temper your expectations, right? You have to sometimes take a step back, but don't let it sour you and make you not want to give the right way.
Yeah, I think. The way Rob put it is perfect. Like, recently actually. So I coach high school, but I also coach grade sixes. And one of the grade sixes came to me recently and said he was experiencing bullying from people on the team, and he was in tears and he was breaking down, whatever, whatever. And for me, it was tough to sit there because I'm thinking like I met these kids basically this year. So I'm thinking like these kids have been friends for a while, whatever, whatever. So like their jokes they're making aren't affecting them. Like they're just going with it, whatever. They don't talk to me about it until they did. And it finally happened. And they talk to you at the point where like they're breaking down. You're like, I should have caught it. So I remember on the drive home, I talked to you, but I remember on the drive home, like, yo, I feel like I should have caught it. Like, why didn't I stop it? But it's hard because, like you said, you're managing so many different expectations and so much different people and so many different like, and kids just talk differently. You see what I'm saying? Like kids talk to each other differently. Like the things you're like, yo, chill. Everyone's like, no, it's fine. And they're like, okay, maybe it is fine. Maybe I'm this far removed because I haven't been in grade six in a lot of years, so I don't know how these kids talk to each other. Until the day it happened, you're like, I should have caught it. And it's hard because you say like, I take it home with you, and you want to help every kid. And obviously, this is like a situation where like one kid is crying and whatever, whatever. But I also want these kids to have a good experience when they're with me on this course because that's all I can do. All we can do for the 2 hour practices and the 1 hour games and the trips there is to make sure these kids have a good experience. And I say that every single time. Like, yo, while you're with me, this may be difficult, but it's going to be a good experience. You're going to learn how to play basketball. And if you leave tomorrow, I would hope when you get and go to another gym or go to a team, you understand the concept of what we're trying to do. And beyond that, you are a good person. You understand to cheer for your teammates and pick them up. And when someone's on the ground, you go get them right away. High fives when they come off, celebrating. One clap when they miss, two when they make. Like all the small things I'm trying to instill is stuff that you want them to carry on, not only in the basketball court, but off the basketball court and be good young people, not just men and women, be good young people in general. So that's like the toughest thing and the thing you struggle with the most. So like you mentioned earlier, there isn't a line.
Yeah.
And you want to be there for as much people as you can be. And I'm sorry to hear about what happened for that kid. Obviously we all have kids that we can't, whatever, but there isn't a line. You just want to do the best you can because we think to ourselves and where we come from, the areas that we come from, where we grow, like these kids the kids that should have people like just 1 year above them, 2 years above them, those kids are in jail. Those kids are not. Those kids are selling drugs. They're OT. They're doing whatever they're supposed to be doing when they come from these specific areas. And the OGs that are above them are sometimes too far removed to make the connection. And that's where I feel, and I'm sure Rob feels the same way, where coaches come involved. Because now that sports are so prevalent, everything you can play any sport you want. It's like really accessible. That's why coaching is very, very important. And yes, some people aren't born to be head coaches and take the responsibility of teaching and talking to all these kids. It's hard. It's not easy. People are like, yo, I want to coach. I'm like, yo, coaching is not just telling kids to run a 3-man weave and then shoot the ball and go back. You're not done when that's done.
Facts.
There's so much more to it. So like, if that's not something for you, like you mentioned, assist somebody who it is until you get there. I wasn't ready for it when I started 16 years ago. I was fortunately under somebody who walked me through, yo, make a game plan. And when these kids are tired, talk to these kids and then give these kids stuff. It's like, you're really good at giving kids motivation. So keep doing that and then building on it from there.
So I have another interesting question.
Please.
Being in the position that you both are, outside of the score sheet, how do you quantify your wins? Outside of we won this game last week, we're looking to beat the team next week. How do you quantify personal wins for yourself, whether it's emotional or that is outside of the score sheet, the final score of a game?
Yeah, I'll be quick. For me, I just really enjoy when people are picking up the concepts they're learning and you can hear it applying on the other side. I'll speak to like my grade sixes when the parents are like, you know what, you have this kid talking more. Because kids, these young kids don't talk to each other. It drives me nuts. But these kids are talking more outside this stuff and they're implementing things to talk about. Like I had a kid who would shoot with like 2 hands like this. I'm like, you have to break this down. You're too good at basketball not to do it. You have to. You want to play basketball? You're too good to be shooting like this and not getting it up. And he came back to practice recently and he's cashing. He's had the right hand proper. He's behind. And I asked his dad, I'm like, I just need you to have him work on it. And when he's with me, I'll make sure he works on it. And now the dad and mom don't have to work with the kid to get that done. That's one kid in a groom of 14, 15. Right. But I see that one kid every Wednesday and Friday, and it brings joy to my heart to see him splashing. And when they ask him to do something, he does it quick. Because he gets it. You put the confidence in him, like, yo, you can do this, bro. Don't let no one tell you can't do this. You are really good at this sport. Go play. And he just does it. And now it's implemented, and it's like water. He just runs by it. So that's a small thing for me.
Man, for me, very similar. You want to see like the little developments, like you taught something in individuals in the middle of practice, And when you get to the team period, when they're going up against wide receivers, because I'm a head coach, but I'm a defensive coach for the most part. I'm a defensive side. I play defensive back, so that's my side of the ball. And you see a kid make a play, and you're like, yo, those things for me are huge because it's like you're seeing them pick up the game, to Jamie's point. But also, I'm gonna be honest. I've been coaching a long time. I got kids in the pros.
There you talk about it.
So
I'm gonna
Come on.
I'm my shit real quick. And like me and the guys that I've been around that I've been able to coach with over the years, there's guys in the CFL, guys in the NFL, like, you know, guys like Joshua Palmer played for the Brampton Bulldogs. Guys like John Mechie played for the Brampton Bulldogs. These are NFL players, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then there's guys that I coach personally, you know, Royce Mechie in the CFL, Kenny Onyeka in the CFL. Like, there's a gang of CFL players that I've been able to coach.
Shout out Coach Rob, man. Come on, man.
Come on. Shout out to my guys. But for me, those are huge wins. When we get guys, to me, I understand what it's like to be on OSAP, to not have money for university, to not be able to get it. But for me, what brings joy to me is being able to get these kids offers to university so that they can now put $4,500, $5,000, however much back in their parents' pocket off of a sport that we pay for free. Off of a sport we pay to play.
That too.
You see what I'm saying? So
and
for me,
pay to play too.
Being able to see them get to the next level, because I know not all of them are going to go to the pros.
Yeah.
But the ones that don't, that at least get something from the sport, like a couple years back, like recently, like I just moved, bought a new crib.
Congrats.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
One of my former players came to do the work in my crib. He runs a renovations company. He did my mount on my crib. He did the work on my old crib to get it ready to have my tenants in there.
Yeah.
This is a kid I coached like 10 years ago. And like, yeah, he didn't go to the pros, but now he's running a successful business. Shout out to Cruise Ship Rentals.
Shout out Cruise Ship Rentals, man.
Cruise Ship Rentals, my young boy. But I love that. That's what I live for, that shit, because I've been able to give back to these youth over the years, and I know not all of them are gonna be professionals, but I want them to be functioning, contributing members of their society.
Amen. That's all we can ask for.
Bam. Because at the end of the day, this is the world, the generation, the life that my children are going to grow up in, and I'm going to grow old in.
Yeah.
Y'all have to take care of this planet. Y'all have to take care of the world. And if I can do my part to make sure you're sensible, on the right track, have resources, I'll do it.
Yo, you know what? This guy's balling today, man. He got make some good points.
I'm telling you, like I said, like before we go on to the next segment, I'm just saying, like, it's people that like Coach Rob who are pivotal to the community for reasons as such.
Yeah.
People who genuinely care not only about his community, but society as a whole.
Yo, man.
See?
Top to bottom, and I say this all the time, it's very important to have a community, and you can build a community through the whole coaching, vortex world matrix. Like what he mentioned and referenced with having a kid you coach come to do some work at your crib or whatever the case. Bro, it's the small things, like those times when you see somebody and you'll be like, yo, Coach Jamie, like, what's up? You turn this, it's the lawyer, it's the person that works in IT, it's the person you're like, yo, what's going on? He's like, yeah, I got this going on, this is my girl, da-da-da. You're like, yo, this is crazy.
Man, we're getting married.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like,
I was in a club years ago.
Before you go on, sorry. Seeing a kid you coached in the club pass you the bottle, you feel like such a degenerate. Because you're like, you shouldn't say no. You shouldn't say no. Like, why would I turn this down? But it's also like, yo, I made you run mass suicides, crow. Like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Damn. I was like 26, 27. I'm in the club with at the time, she was still my girlfriend, my wife. We're in the club, whatever. Tap on the shoulder. Yo, Coach Rob. I said, nah. And he's 19.
Hold that.
Right? And he's 19. He said, yo, Coach Rob. I said, nah. We're at Anko on like a Friday night birthday thing. I said, nah. Or Tuesday night. I said, yo, babe, we're out of here. I said, yo, babe, we're super out of here. That's when I realized, I'm like, yo, I'm deep.
Yeah.
I'm deep in the trenches.
There's times when you see people in the club, you're like, I didn't think I would see my starting point guard in the club today.
Wow.
I didn't think I'd see my AU point guard in the club today, fam. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. I didn't think I was gonna do it. I didn't do it. Anyways. Okay. On our final segment, something that we enjoy very much, I put 2 cards down for you, okay?
Okay.
So you're gonna read the cards, and then you will answer the question to the
On
best
both cards?
of both cards. You
Okay.
can pick one. We have time. You can do both. It's up to you.
Okay.
What do you
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you want. But yeah, you read the questions, you answer both, and then we will wrap, and then we'll go from there.
All right. What is the one thing you would say to your younger self, my nigga?
There you go.
My nigga,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
I got a lot of things I would say to my younger self, but if I was to pick one,
yeah. See, these things happen, man. These questions, people
if
don't
I was to
prepare
say
for substance
one
questions.
thing, yo, man, there's so much I would say to my younger self. But if I was to say one thing to 15-year-old Rob, yo, do everything. Don't let
Facts.
anybody pigeonhole you into feeling like, yo, you just do this, you just do that. Do everything. Get out and experience everything. Do everything. Take every single chance that you possibly can because the stakes are low. The stakes are low when you're that young and you really have the opportunity to grow and see the world from a completely different lens when you do try everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like at that age I was so much more like, if I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, at 15, I was working part-time, whatever jobs, going to school, but I was still out here hustling.
Yeah.
Right? Because for me, I grew up in a scenario in which I felt like I had to go get it.
Yeah.
Because I was single parent household, all that kind of stuff. So like, because I was trying to be an adult and take care of adult things so much,
Yeah.
I missed out on a lot of the just being a kid. So do more so that you can learn more and be able to grow more.
Yeah. Before you go on to the next question, I think we talked about this on the last episode too. We as people, especially in this community, I think like it's an ethnic thing. Like we don't speak enough about how hyper focused we were at like a young age on being independent and figuring stuff out. Like we don't give ourselves enough bail for that today. Like yes, it's helped us, but looking back on it, you have children. We don't have any children, but that we know about. Kidding, joking. but just speaking to it, like I specifically wouldn't want Jimmy Jr. to feel like he has to be super independent by 15, and you have to be. I would want, like you said, just be a kid. I have a young kid that I coach and I work with, and I'm like, yo, he's like, I gotta make sure my bro's good, my mom's good, my sister's good. I'm like, bro, make sure you're good. Make sure you are good, because if you aren't, nobody else around you will be good. And then what happens? Then it all falls apart. So sorry, I just wanted to intro.
No,
I think that's very important that we keep
that's
missing
a great point, because at the end of the day, I feel like, and I get it, we were immigrant kids, children of single parent household, all these kind of things, and we felt like we had to step in. And you know what? For a lack of a better term, we did.
Yeah.
But our goal should be that we've grown things to the point where our kids don't have to have.
Yeah.
We teach them independence, but they don't have to use it.
There you go.
See what I'm saying?
That's a good point. And the last card.
Okay, if you could relive one moment in your life, what would it be and why?
It's a big question, man.
Shout out substance.
Shout out substance.
You're asking the right question.
Big questions. It gets people thinking for sure.
It gets people going. While you talk about that, the Raptors are getting there. It's not looking good right now.
No way. No. Before I answer this, let me see the score.
59-72. It's not looking good right now. They're a bad third quarter, man.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, tough
If you
third
could
quarter.
relive one moment in your life, what would it be and why?
Yeah, no, it's tough, man.
Yo, this is a question I don't think I've asked myself in a really long time.
Isn't that a beautiful thing?
Not change it. Not change the moment.
Relive.
Just relive the moment.
Would Drake say something like, I want to go and do it again, not change anything, just relive it twice?
Live it twice?
Come on, the goal. Iceman coming out soon.
Come on.
Honestly,
Big sixer.
if I'm going to be honest, yo, my wedding day was a fucking ball.
Shout out. Hey, come on, man.
Yo. Let's listen.
Let's shut up for love. Shut up for love.
Shout out to my wife, Tamika. I love you. You're the queen of the castle. You're the sweetest. You're the. I'm not who I am without you and everything that you do for me and our family. So shout out to you. I'll marry you 1,000 times over.
Man.
My wedding day was a fucking ball. We got turned in that bitch. Like we were like. It's the best wedding I've ever been to.
Fair.
I'm biased, obviously.
Fair.
But my wedding day, like, you know what it was? Like, I'm big on, if the man that know me know, I don't like like really, really, really big gatherings with a lot of people that I don't know. I don't do Caravana often. I don't do Wonderland. I like to be around a lot my birthday, if anybody who knows, shout out to the barbecues. If you ever been to one of Rob's barbecues, you know that my birthday is like a holiday in Brampton.
Yeah.
It's like a real holiday in Brampton, for real, back in the day. So for me, it was like, because I didn't want to be in all these spaces all the time, my birthday became special because I get to bring everybody to me.
Yeah.
And all the people I love in the same place. So my wedding was very much on a grander scale.
Yeah.
From all around the world, my cousins, my family, the people who I grew up with out here, Southside, Scarborough, wherever it was, all in the same place. And it was genuinely the most love I ever felt in my life.
Tough.
The most fun I ever had. And like, till this day, my wedding was in 2019, so we're going on 7 years.
Yeah.
Till this day, it's the best wedding that a lot of people have been to.
It's amazing, bro.
You know what I mean? My wedding is a day that I would absolutely really, and you know what? Why I say that? Because my groomsmen held it down. I had no issues all day. My wife was happy the entire day. Like, it was the most beautiful day of our union. I would definitely relive that again.
That's tough. I mean, I don't think there's a better way to sign out than that. I don't think there's a better way.
Shout out Coach Robert Tunica, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
One more time for the people.
Yes, sir.
One more time for the people. Rob, I appreciate you for coming kicking game. I have so many more questions for you. So I'm just gonna put it on the platform right now. I'm gonna need you back in like a month or two.
Listen, I'm here.
I'm gonna need you back in a month or two to go over a couple more things. Thank you for kicking game on the insurance stuff. C's, you got some work to do, bro. I apologize, but it's gonna be C's our editor.
Okay.
Editor. Shout out C's. It's gonna be a good one. So again, if you made it this far, thank you again. Please, you guys make sure you guys follow Robinson at robinson.a.sr because he's a senior. You know what I mean?
Super duper.
Yeah. Shout out to senior. Follow us on all platforms, please. In the Gym with Jim. That's with a W. 2 M's. YouTube. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers because we're gonna do the Hot One challenge once we get there. Rob, tell the team, bro. Let's press subscribe on the YouTube.
Hey, listen.
They don't gotta watch. They don't gotta watch. Press subscribe on the YouTube.
Madam, you already know what time it is.
See,
we're out here. It's Rob, aka Robin Hood, aka Robin the Bank.
Come on.
Aka Robin Insurance, aka we really do this, aka Mr. Southside himself, aka Bucktown Building, aka if you know, you know. But today it's Mr. Education.
Yes,
yeah, that's me.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the guys. Like, subscribe. I'm gonna be back. Stay tapped in. We're trying to grow. We're trying to get better. 2%, 1% every day.
Every day.
Growth is a mindset.
Yes,
I appreciate. Listen,
Hey,
I appreciate you having me.
Thank you, sir.
My God, I appreciate you guys having me. I'll be back whenever the time calls. And in the Gym with Jim.
That's good.
Signing out.
That's it.